Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. We're seeing a generational shift here, folks. I think at this point it's fair to say, at least from a more broad perspective, that the pendulum is shifting. We are headed towards a conservative era, and especially so if Donald Trump ends up winning in the 2024 election. Conservative candidates keep on rising or keep on winning across the Western world, especially in Europe, and with all of these elections essentially timed one after another, well, if right-wing parties keep winning, it really might end up looking like a conservative era, like the pendulum has fully swung. And of course, we've got another great example. This time coming out of France, it seems as though Emmanuel Macron's days might be numbered, as the right-wing party National Rally, yep, that's Marine Le Pen's party, but this time under the leadership of their top candidate Jordan Bardella, shocks the world with some pretty impressive early election results. Emmanuel Macron has officially dissolved parliament. Seems as though they're holding a snap election. The left is getting desperate all across the Western world. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so let's stick with the term desperate. It seems as though little Emmanuel Macron's back is against the wall here. French President Emmanuel Macron takes huge risk with surprise election. He's called a snap parliamentary election to be held later this month in the wake of a big victory for his rival Marine Le Pen's National Rally in the European Parliament. The far-right party is on course to win 32% of the vote, exit polls are saying, which is more than twice that of the president's Renaissance Party. So essentially, here's what's happening. Emmanuel Macron is the current president. This guy. Let's call him EU globalist libtard. That's probably the perfect way to describe it. He's the current president of France. Under his leadership, under the Macron regime, France has followed the same path as the rest of Europe. Increased surveillance, mandates, more centralized power, open borders, fake refugee crisis, squalor on the streets, open-air drug use, your typical globalist city. That's the nation under current president Emmanuel Macron, and then in comes his challenger, Marine Le Pen and her party, the National Rally, a politician in her party that stands staunchly opposed to mass immigration with a general focus on preserving French culture and identity. A party that wants policies that prioritize the interest of French citizens over foreign citizens. In other words, Marine Le Pen and the National Rally Party is the right-wing populist party. And now based on early preliminary results, it seems as though the right-wing populist party is overperforming quite considerably. Here are the live results for France's 81 of 720 European Parliament seats, with the National Rally Party picking up 30 seats already, 31.4% of the vote, already just in early results gaining 12 seats. A shift is coming like never before seen. It's happening all over Europe, not just France with Marine Le Pen's National Rally Party, in Italy with Giorgia Meloni's organization the Brothers of Italy, in Spain a right-wing party named Vox has gained considerable ground. There's now a possibility of a right-wing coalition with the Vox Party and the center-right party, the People's Party. It's happening in Germany, in Poland, in Finland, in Greece, in the Netherlands, of course, with Geert Wilders and the Party for Freedom, the PVV, forming right-wing coalitions there as well. Oh, and let's not forget Canada, with Emmanuel Macron's boyfriend Justin Trudeau, who's possibly facing a 20-point loss in Canada's upcoming election. There is a clear, resounding message from voters across the Western world. Enough is enough. Enough with the open borders and the racism and misogyny gaslighting. You'll do what we say or else you're racist. Enough with this ridiculous, horrible double standard in the West, where we have to absorb the world's poor and the world's problems based on some ridiculous woke notion that we owe the world due to perceived historical harms. Enough with being told that we have no culture, but then at the same time, we have to give up that culture as we import the world's masses with no clear plans of assimilation. The people are saying very loudly and very clearly that they've had enough. And of course, not just with the immigration, but with the civil liberties violations. We can't forget that stuff and pretend like it had no impact. And of course, this slow march towards communism, this globalist communist regime. The people are saying no. Enough is enough. Oh, these poor coping leftoids. Once the early preliminary results dropped and Marine Le Pen's party gained 12 seats, the reactions, I mean, they were just pretty much just as you'd expect.
Consultation prévue à l'article 12 de notre Constitution. J'ai décidé de vous redonner le choix de notre parlementaire par le vote. Je dissous donc ce soir l'Assemblée nationale.
Oh, the horror. They're in panic mode as their woke little leader Emmanuel Macron faces the stiffest opposition he's ever faced. Poor guy is flailing all over the place, he's flopping like a fish. With his last-ditch effort calling for a snap election, the strategy here is outlined. France's far-right national rally projected to win snap election without absolute majority. Emmanuel Macron's trying to limit the damage, thinking it's early in the trend, might as well call the election now and hope they don't get a full majority, and so the propaganda wars have begun. And so here we go with the typical modus operandi of the left, make some sort of calculated political move to lessen the damage, and then gaslight the public into complete oblivion, warning them of the far-right extremist threat that the country and the world faces.
Far-right parties over the last years have been opposed to all sorts of progress brought about by Europe, protecting our borders, supporting our farmers, supporting Ukraine. These parties have gained ground across the continent. Demagogues and nationalists on the rise is bad for our nation, it's bad for Europe, and it is bad for the place of France in Europe and in the world. And I say this at the very time that we just celebrated with the entire world D-Day in Normandy, and in a very short time we will be hosting the rest of the world for the Olympic and Paralympic Games. Yes, the far right is bad for the French people and for the French nation.
It's the same thing you see everywhere. Elect us, or you're literally voting for Hitler. So incredibly tired and played out. Oh, what an absolute clown this Emmanuel Macron guy is. He has the audacity to claim that his conservative opposition is bad for Europe, especially on issues of, quote, controlling the border. Yes, because Emmanuel Macron has done such a great job there, huh? Let's just cue the clips of open-air migrant tent camps in the middle of Paris. Ah yes, the old left-wing shtick. We're running this country into the ground. Elect us so we can solve all the problems that we literally created. Leftist tactic 101, you see it everywhere. But most importantly, the people are now starting to see it everywhere, and they're done with it. Another one might be about to bite the dust. Emmanuel Macron's days might be numbered here, as the right-wing National Rally Party beats expectations and picks up more seats than anybody ever thought, causing an absolute political earthquake across the Western world. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.